What's up, guys? Welcome back to Range Logic. Today we're doing some long range shooting with my Ruger M77. We're going to start here at 50 yards. I'm going to show you guys how to zero this rifle in, and then we're going to move back to 100 and possibly even further depending on my confidence level with the zero and what kind of groups we're able to get. So let's go ahead and jump right into this. All right, guys, so for this Leopold scope, we have our turret covers here. We're gonna go ahead and unscrew these. And this is a little bit older of an optic. They have newer versions out. This has like, I'll get an up close video for you guys and show you, but it has like windage indicators on here. So I believe, and someone correct me if I'm wrong, the research that I've done on this, I picked this gun up secondhand, so this was not my purchase, but I do believe that the original intention of these turrets is to set them to zero once you have zeroed in the optic, and then you can actually dial it up. So like if you're at 300 yards, you would go to 3, and then you would hit, and so on and so forth. For right now, we are just going to sight this in. We're going to use these turrets just as normal. I have my right and left, I have my up and down. We're going to zero this in, get shots on target as we continue to do more and more research. This is the Leopold Very X3, and it's a 6.5 to 20 with a 40 millimeter objective lens. So we're gonna go ahead and get set up. We did some work to this gun, and I do wanna talk about it, and I'm gonna mark the timeline on the video down below here when we start talking about it. It's quite a repair video talking about this and what I had to do to get this gun working. This video has actually been in the works for almost 5 months. I went to go film this and I got everything situated, and I go to pull the trigger, click, or not a click, nothing happened. So tore the whole gun apart and started digging into it, found a broken spring, couldn't find the replacement spring, parts were discontinued and so on, and it's just been a nightmare. I ordered several different springs. I went to hardware stores trying to find springs everywhere I could. I finally did find a spring. It took a while to ship. Once I got the spring, it had been so long, I forgot how the gun went back together, so that took a little bit. But happy to say the gun fires now. It is safe, it works, so I'm super stoked about it. So we're just dealing with a clean slate. The scope had been taken off, so nothing's zeroed. So to start out with a bolt action like this, I like to actually remove the bolt and then just get a rough sight just by looking down the actual barrel and then looking down the scope and just getting close. Again, we're at 50 yards now, so all I'm trying to do is at least get it on the paper, and then we'll start to dial it in. You never want to start out at 100 yards because you know, you could be feet off and just miss your target, and then it's very challenging to kind of bring that back up onto the paper. So this way I have my rubber target down there with a couple paper targets stapled to it. We'll get some shots on there and hopefully we can see it, and then we'll be able to just bring that in. So I'm gonna bring the camera around and then I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. So here is these turrets I was telling you guys about. So it does have indicators on it. So you can see like a 3 and so on. We're just going to use these as traditional turrets, though. I'm not too worried about it. But once you take the bolt out of it, let me see if I can get you lined up there any bit, but you kind of step back here and you can look down that barrel and actually see the target. So with this model, to get the bolt out, let's see. So the bolt's in there now. To get the bolt out, you simply pull this lever right here, and then the bolt just slides right out. Just like that. So I know some models of bolt actions, you know, you kind of have to pull the trigger or whatnot. This one's super simple. It just has this. So that's very nice. But yep, here's the gun. It's got, I believe, a 22-inch barrel on here. Very nice stock. And let's go ahead and load her up and see what we can do. All right, so I did my quick bore sight. It looks like we are on the bottom of the rubber. So I think I'll be able to at least see that when I shoot. This is a 4-round magazine, internal magazine, so you just insert your rounds here around the optic. Obviously, like, this isn't designed to have iron sights. I think it'd be kind of cool, honestly, to have some iron sights in a different stock. Well, and then a different barrel too, like a lighter barrel. Because like I think a cool, lightweight 223 bolt action would be pretty sweet. Unfortunately, this is extremely heavy, but it is what it is. So today's ammunition, this is Freedom Munitions 223. This is a 223 only rifle, specifically listed for 223. So no 5.56 through this. And then we also have some hollow points that were made specifically for this rifle, some 223 ones. So we're gonna shoot those as well. And right now, like I said, we are just attempting to get on the paper. There we go, got our focus. And let's go ahead and zoom out. Right there, safety is off. We're gonna go ahead and give it a couple rounds. Oh. Failed to extract, okay. We're gonna keep track of any failures just because we did just get this gun working. So we'll see if we have any issues. I did test fire it a couple times and we had cycling. So we shouldn't have issues, but you never know. Round 2. And 3. And 4. All right, I'm gonna bring you guys up there. Let's go ahead and see if we even made it on the paper. While we're walking up to the target, I just want to remind you guys and thank you guys for subscribing and following along and liking these videos. I really do appreciate it. We are very, very near 1,000 subscribers, and that is just a huge goal of mine. So thank you to everybody that subscribes. If you're not subscribed, be sure to subscribe, turn the bell on for notifications so you don't miss out. Now, let's see. I don't know. We might have actually hit right here. It's still warm. Well, fuck it. We aimed there. We hit here. Let's go ahead and just for kicks, we're gonna aim way over here and up higher and see if we get a hit. If we do, then we can revert back to this one and then we'll be able to bring it up and dial it in. So let's go ahead and reset and I'll see you in a second. All right guys, so we're gonna adjust our point of aim up just a little bit. And see what that does as far as our impact. I think we're gonna be at least on the paper, so let's see. Yep, we're on the paper, roughly where I thought. So that confirmed that that hit on the bottom of the rubber was in fact our target. So now we can start to dial it in. So we're left and low. So we're gonna go ahead and move right and up. Let's just see what that looks for us. I'm not sure of the clicks on this scope. It doesn't say on the turrets like some of the more modern day scopes. So let's see, we're gonna aim for that same spot. Let's see, one more. Okay. So let's just focus on one. We're gonna go up. Working on breaking this bolt in. It's still real stiff. So let's see right there. Okay, I can see it climbing, so we're still off to the left, but I can actually see it incrementally coming up. So we're gonna give it another little bit here. And then I think we gotta reload. Yeah, that puppy is stiff. Let's give the Remington a spray of Rem oil. That should fix it. Fixes everything, right? There we go. All right, load her bag up. Drop the bolt back in. Picked up a round. Let's go. All right. Oh, we're getting somewhere now. 4 more clicks, let's see. So again, we're just working on the vertical right now. Four clicks does not move it that well. It's exactly, almost looks like about an inch. And I'm sure a simple Google search would tell me exactly, but you know, where's the fun in that? We're here to shoot ammo, not save it. All right, and okay, we're still, it might have only been about a ½ inch. So we need to go, yeah, let's see. We're gonna go 8. This friggin' thing is killing me. All right. It's pretty close for vertical. So we're gonna go ahead and reset the target, and then we'll be right back, and then we're gonna work on the right to left. All right, guys, we went ahead and reset the target. We went and dialed about 18 clicks to the right, just because we're about quite a bit off. It's a very scientific number, but we're gonna go ahead and give it a whack and see where we are. Okay, we are about 2/3 of the way over. So we'll give it another 8. Let's see if we can't get it in there. Oh, we're close. Now I am doing this on lowest powered zoom, and then we'll confirm at full power. So now that I got a really good idea where it is, we're gonna fine tune it a little bit. I'm gonna go 3 to the right, and we're gonna leave the vertical right now. Oh yeah, this is definitely the most accurate rifle I have. I mean, just, and you know what's funny is I'm not really sure why, because this is no different than how I sighted my ARs, but this just feels accurate as hell. So that is pretty awesome. Let's, well, I'm not really sure. I think we just go out to 100 yards. Let's go ahead and check the target, and I'll show you guys what we worked on. All right, guys, so up here, let's see, try and hold this thing right. So this was that first round that we thought hit. We confirmed that it was by aiming all the way up here. Then we worked the vertical. These were also those confirmations because I was aiming way up here. So once we confirmed that, I just started dialing vertically, and we started climbing up along here. And then once we got close, because I aimed over here just to get it on the paper, and then we knew we were good height-wise because I was aiming right at the top of the head there. Then we started dialing it to the right. So that was the 18 clicks, and then I did like 8 more and then 3 more. And I was aiming dead center of his head. So I was aiming there. I hit right there. So, I mean, that is really close. So I think we're gonna go ahead and get back at the 100 yards, and then we're gonna aim for this upper target, and we'll aim dead center of the body this time. And then We'll see if we can fine tune this group at the 100, which is where I ultimately want the rifle sighted in at, which is what you want to do. I mean, like any zoom powered scope, you want it at 100 yards. I personally, I think. Red dots, you can go 50 or in between there, but I think a good full powered zoom scope, 100 yards, there's no question about it. So we're gonna go ahead and step back at the 100 and we'll see you guys in a minute. All right guys, so we're all set up back at 100 yards and that 50-yard walk was brutal. It is about 95 out right now. I am sweating like no other and my ears are getting a little steamy in these muffs. So if you guys know of any brands that sell a good quality ear pro, but I need one that cancels because I like to be able to hear myself talk. If you guys know of one that doesn't cover your whole ear that's really good, tag the company down below in the comments so I can check them out. I love walkers, but man, in the summer, your ears are sweating. So, all right, we got her all set up at the 100 yards. I got the zoom now maxed out. I redid my focus on there. We got her dialed in pretty good. We're just gonna take a couple test shots and I should be able to see if we hit that paper. The eye relief on this is holy horse crap. Not very good. All right, there we go. All right, so I can see we're about 1 grid square high at the 100. So let's go ahead and let's just go 1 click. And then let's reload and see what that looks like. And I gotta see if I can find a little bit more comfortable. There we go, that's actually better. There we go. Let's get her lined up. Oh man, I wish you guys could see through the scope. Like it's dead on. I mean it, and I don't know, maybe it doesn't seem like much, but something about it, knowing beyond a shadow of a doubt where your bullet's going, and it just seems so straight and true and accurate. This gun is freaking awesome. Like, my intention was to kind of do a video and then take it to a gun store and get rid of it. I wasn't sure if I was going to hold on to it, but I think I'm going to hold on to it. It's really sweet. Like, I don't know what I'll do with it. Just keep it as a range toy, or, you know, if I get a coyote out back or something like that. But being able to just so accurately hit something is, it's a really nice feeling. So let's go ahead and reload. I only had 2 in there. We'll reload and let's give it a couple more. Just make sure we've really confirmed that. And then I'll walk you guys up there so you can see the target. And then we'll see if we can ring some steel from here. So I'll be right back. All right, so we're gonna see if we can kind of fine tune it and see if we can get it more accurate than it already is. We are maybe 1/8 of an inch from just being dead center. And I think that's more than 1 click. So we're gonna go ahead and I got 2 more targets stapled up, but we're gonna shoot at the older target first. Once we're super happy, just finished, finito, happy, then we're gonna drop down and we're gonna see how tight of a group we can do at 100 yards. And if it's really nice, I'll probably keep that target. So let's see what we got. So for this one, I'm using those 0 targets. You guys saw them earlier. We're gonna aim for the head just because I don't want to confuse the impacts, especially if they are closer than normal. And there we go, we are happy. I think we hit just a hair high. Let's see. Yep, that one I pulled for sure. We're a couple inches high. Let's see. Don't rush. Don't rush. Here I am rushing. All right. Oh! What do we have there? A light primer. Let's try it again. Maybe we can get her to go bang. Nope. That is a nothing round. We don't care about that one. So I did a little bit of an experiment between the first bit of sighting in and this one. I switched ammunition. I wanted to see if it made a difference. So before I show you guys that group, I'm going to shoot 4 more rounds with the first ammunition that we used on a fresh target. And then we're gonna go look at it because I've kind of always been skeptical if ammo quality mattered that much. You know, I know it matters, but what are we talking about? So let's shoot 4 rounds and see what it looks like. All right, we got the 4 other rounds loaded up. We're going to aim at the fresh target on the bottom here. And we're gonna go dead center. They're all hitting in the black, so I can't really tell where I'm hitting, so. One more, and then we'll go check. Ooh, nothing. All right, we're gonna go ahead and run down there and let's see where those hit. All right, guys, so we're back at the 100. I'm gonna show you guys the difference in ammunition, and I'll be honest, it's pretty remarkable. So this was the first target, so don't pay attention to these 2 rounds. We have one there, and one there. Remember, we shot 3 out of the 4 because we had a failure. So I was aiming for dead center head on this target. We hit one a little low, one a little high, and then this one I do believe I pulled it, but it's still up there, so it's just worth mentioning. Then we switched to the hand-loaded ammunition, and I don't know if you guys can tell. There's 2 there and 1 there. So based on this information, I actually think I need to go down a little bit. So we're gonna actually click down a notch or 2, and then we're gonna do a couple more shots with that same ammo. And then we're gonna come over here and see if we can get the absolute best group of my entire life. So let's get it. Unfortunately, we have some bad news. So such is life. I fixed the rifle, changed a part, and now we broke the rifle. So I'm gonna tell you guys what happened. We were shooting hand loads from my dad, and then I was shooting Freedom Munitions ammunition. I noticed earlier on in the video that the hand loads were extremely overpressured. Now, I don't want to say extremely because that makes it sound dangerous. I was not in any danger of the gun blowing up. However, it was in danger of breaking the gun. My instincts tell me that I fractured the firing pin, the striker, inside of the bolt here, just because I came back after I showed you guys the targets and tried to adjust it in just a second, take a shot, and I have had 6 failure to fires, all light primer strikes. So I think I sheared the tip of the firing pin off. So there's that, which is a bit of a bummer. So I'm gonna have to take the bolt apart, and hopefully it's just a new firing pin. Hopefully that is something that is more readily available than the springs that I was messing around with earlier. So this just goes to show that once you see signs of something that's wrong, you should stop no matter what, because it's gonna end up costing you money. However, I'm still actually really happy we got this thing sighted in, and I think sighted in extremely well. I did have some more shooting planned for this video. However, because of this, we're gonna kind of cut the video short, I suppose. I'm hoping that it is not, because let's see, it's still, I think it's still engaging. We might be back in business. Yeah. Let's try. Let's try a couple rounds. Since we think it's broke already, we might as well run the higher pressure rounds, especially since they're more accurate, right? I think it might have just been maybe a little bit of lubrication inside of the bolt. Perhaps. Let's, oh man, if this shoots, I'll be so happy. I didn't want to have to fix it again. All right, let's see. Ho ho, she's working. All right, we're just doing a couple tests. I'm just trying to eyeball and make sure that group is see, now that one shot a little weird. Let's get more in there. So I'm just picking random spots on this target just to put a hole in to see if I can just see our consistency. Well, that's ass. Yeah, it's pretty spot on. All right, let's lock this mother trucker in there. All right, let's load up 4 rounds. And we're gonna see if I can get the absolute best group in my life. So we're gonna aim for that bottom left fresh target. And let's see exactly what we can do. All right. I don't really like this rest. Because it keeps falling. Such a pain. I need to just get a new one. The little screw over here keeps freaking stripping out on me. Or I need to just bring the Allen keys with me. All right. All right, scope fell. Those 3 shots, 1 failed. Let's find out what it looks like together. Let's go. All right, guys, we're back, about to walk up to it. I have not seen it yet. Oh, but I'm pretty excited. Look at it. Look at that group. Now, we are a little low and we're a little low right, but that is really good. I could not be more excited about those groups and how that turned out. So all in all, I think we learned some important things. First, Ruger M77, great rifle. They do make some other models. Some, I wanna say they make like some carbine models and stuff like that. Super solid rifle. I do wish there was a little bit more support for at least the version I have and the year this one was made. I'm not even sure if they still make them or not, but it is a fantastic rifle. I'm definitely hanging on to this one, and we're gonna shoot it, and you guys are gonna see it in way more videos, because it's just awesome. The second thing we learned, listen to your ammunition. The hand loads, while being way more accurate, are overpressured. So I'm having an internal debate on whether I should unload all of them, throw away the powder because I don't know what kind of powder it was, and reload with the same projectile on there, or keep shooting them out of the bolt action. I have not shot those through any AR, nor will I. They are made specifically for that gun. So, I mean, I could risk it, so to speak, and risk breaking a firing pin or something. They're not overpressured to the point that obviously they're going to explode the gun. So we're safe. It's just a matter of what are we going to do about it. But the third thing we learned, ammunition matters. And I was kind of the proponent of like, buy whatever you can and shoot it. It's all accurate. While it is accurate, the grouping that we got and achieved with the hand loads is, I mean, it's tiny. I'm going to take this in and measure it. But I mean, it's less than an inch. It's less than, I mean, technically all 3 impacts are touching each other. It's insane. So, and then the group that we had with the factory Freedom Munitions, just their cheapest ammo they supply, you know, if you include the flyer, quite a bit. If you don't include the flyer, you're probably 1.5 inches. So it depends. What are you going for? You know, with this gun, it's a precision gun. It takes precision ammo. So I'll probably start hand loading some nice 223s specifically for this gun and use those. So all in all, we learned 3 valuable lessons today and had quite a bit of fun, even though we sweat our ass off. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's a little bit different. Now, talking about the M77 and the first repair I made to it. If you guys are interested in that, I will take the gun inside, we'll take it all apart, and I'll do a deep dive on the specific repair, what I had to replace, and the difficulties I had with it. If that's something you guys want, be sure to let me know in the comments, and I can get that done for you guys. Other than that, that is all I got for you guys. It is time for me to go inside and get some delicious pizza for dinner. So hit the subscribe button, like and share this video. Thank you guys so much for coming out. And don't forget, have a nice day.